Hello and welcome back once more to our Community Leadership Training course. I hope you're picking up some useful techniques in these videos that will get you on your way to speaking with 100% confidence all the time as a public leader. This stuff will be essential to learn if you're really interested in getting appointed to leadership roles or hope to get elected to higher offices. This week's video is called How to Effectively Communicate with Constituents, the email formula that works. In this video, I'll explain a communication formula or format we've found to be really effective in any scenario, but especially in emailing with your constituents and fellow community members. Okay, so why is knowing how to email your constituents or other members of your community so important? The simple answer is this. You may have a good rapport with people in a meeting or on the street, and that stuff is really important. But let's face it, the vast chunk of communicating we do these days is through email. If you can get a handle on how to do this, it's not only going to save you time, but it will win people to your side. Again, anyone can send an email, but if you craft an email in a certain way, which I'll show you, it can have an intended effect or desired outcome and save you tons of precious time, especially once you commit this formula to memory and really get it into your system. So you may want to get a pen out and write this down. I think you're going to find it pretty interesting. Okay, good. If you have a pen, write this down. 1. Appreciate. 2. Your point. And 3. Call to action. So appreciate, your point, call to action. These are the 3 steps that you need to remember in any email, and I'll tell you why. This email format will do 3 important things. It'll accomplish 3 essential goals. Alright, so the first step is called appreciate. In any email that you write, no matter how small, even if it's only a 1 or 2 liner, you need to express appreciation to the person that sent you that email. Even if you're responding to an email, you can thank them for your concern. If you're drafting an email for the first time, you just express thanks in advance to the reader for taking the time to read your email. What the appreciate step accomplishes is to immediately open their ears to what you have to say. By making your reader feel appreciated and heard, the floodgates are now open. They are receptive to you. So by showing your appreciation first thing in any email, you start off on the right foot. Now, once you've expressed appreciation, you move on to the second step, your point. This step is pretty self-explanatory. After you've piqued the reader's interest through appreciation, you tell them why you are writing. Conveying your point is not just a chance to talk about why you're writing the email, but also a chance to deliver your stance on a given issue and the reason why you support that issue. And of course, your opinion will tie into your value system, as we discussed in video 2. Okay, great. So now that you've expressed appreciation and your point, what's next? The next step is to do what we call the call to action. You want to tell the recipient of your email what you want them to do, or conversely, what you're going to do for them. The call to action really ties things together. The appreciation warms them up, expressing your point, kind of lays the logical framework, and the call to action makes it real and tangible. This step is where you really get the ball rolling. So maybe you told the person about a new proposal, and now that person is interested in this issue particularly. You can ask them to come to the meeting to support you. So are you with me here? Do you understand this? So to recap, the 3 steps we just discussed, it's 1, appreciation, 2, make your point, and 3, the call to action. It's a simple formula really, and it'll save you a ton of time if you use it. Some of you use these techniques unconsciously already, and that's great. But the key here is to apply this formula deliberately so you can achieve a desired outcome. Alright, so here's an exercise for you. This week when writing an email to somebody where you want something accomplished or something gained, try using the appreciation, your point, call to action formula. It's pretty amazing how well this works. And once you fine-tune this formula to your personality, you will really be able to do some convincing stuff. Excellent. Well, this week we learned a new formula for crafting emails. This is especially important because, let's face it, most communication these days is done through email. While you may or may not be a good written communicator, committing this formula to memory is really going to improve your results. It's really going to get people interested in what you have to say. So okay, that's it for this week's video entitled How to Effectively Communicate with Constituents, the email formula that works. I hope you learned something useful, something that you can implement in your life immediately. Also, at the end of this video, there will be a link to a really incredible learning opportunity here in Vermont. So click on that link and check it out. Again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.